a life beyond yourself, and why this is so important. I said something to you yesterday. I said there are two groups that are very important in leadership in the house of God. You. And who? Because you see, when you study the scriptures, beginning from the Old Testament, he gives you a light into God's plans. Did you enjoy what the CEO shared with you today? Yeah. Amazing things. If you build on that, it will help you. So in this leadership, if you can understand from the scriptures God's plans for his house, the kingdom of God, it'll help you position yourself. It'll help you see yourself. It'll help you understand yourself and know where you should be going and what you should be doing. I'm going to read a couple of verses just so you catch a glimpse of this reality. Are you ready for this? Good. In the Old Testament, remember, he called Israel his church. That was his church in the wilderness. And then he brought them into the promised land. It was his church. And he created for them a structure with the law. In the process of time, he gave his prophets revelations beyond the law, so they could understand God's plans, God's purpose. In that family of his Old Testament church, he separated the work of the ministry and gave it to the house of Levi. Now, Levi had 3 sons: Gershom, Kohath, and Merari. In the lineage of Kohath, you have Aaron, who was given the priesthood. So the priesthood remained in the house of Levi through the house of Aaron, who was from the Kohathites. So not all Levites could be priests. Do you get it? Not all Levites could be priests. But the Levites were given specific assignments. All of them who were descendants of Levi. So a family was given the priesthood. And all the other assignments associated with priesthood were given to other descendants of Levi. So everything that had to do with the ministry of the sanctuary, therefore, was delivered to Levi. The kingship was given to Judah. But there's an interesting thing about the kingship. In Israel, you had two kings all the time. All the time. There was the king for men. There was the king for God. Now, many have never understood this truth, but it was always there in the book. The high priest was a king. The high priest was a king. Interesting. He was always a king, right from when the office was created. What he wore on his head was a crown. It was a king's crown. But he ruled for God. So the people said they wanted to be like other nations. They wanted a king like other nations. But God actually gave them a king. But a king who brought direction from God. Until they said, yeah, we're glad for this one, but we want another king so we can be like other nations. We want a king that leads us to war. But God led them to war. And they won their battles. In any case, they rejected God's plan and they wanted something else. And God said to Samuel, give them the king they're asking for. But let them know what the king's going to do to them. They're going to become slaves of the king. He will take their lands. He'll make them pay taxes. And taxation is the first line to prove you own nothing. It all belongs to the king. That's taxation. Taxation is the government's way of laying claims to anything they're taxing you on. Many people don't know that because it's driven through lots of deceptive communication. So they don't really know the meaning of taxation. They think it's a contribution to the welfare of the society. No. It's the king's way of laying claims to everything and practically declaring everyone in the realm his subject. So that's what taxation is really about. That's what it's really about. But men chose it for themselves, remember. They chose it for themselves. Why did they do it? Because, see, God owns everything, right? And God said to his children, you will give a tithe. And because you give the tithe, I will bless you because you're bringing me into partnership with you. So I lay claims to all that's yours for the purpose of blessing you more. So Satan comes and he brings his, okay, God takes the tithe. I take the tax. Can you understand it better now? So he lays claims also. He says, you pay the tax and then I'll help you with all the other things you need. But guess what? In every country, the tax is stolen.